You wake up at 8:17 a.m. Not because you're well rested, not because you're motivated, but because your alarm has been ringing for 9 minutes and you've been staring at the ceiling, trying to convince your body to move. You whisper, "Get up." Nothing happens. Your body feels twice as heavy as it should. Your mind is already tired, and the day hasn't even started yet. And then the thought creeps in, "I'm so lazy." What if I told you that's the biggest lie you've ever believed about yourself? You grab your phone. Just 5 minutes, you tell yourself. Something to wake your brain up. 5 turns into 20, then 40. You scroll past people your age, building businesses, getting in shape, moving to new cities, smiling like life is effortless. They're moving. You're stuck. Guilt starts pressing against your chest. You sit up, not because you feel energized, but because shame is louder than exhaustion. By 10 a.m., you've done almost nothing, and somehow you're already drained. If you've done nothing today, why do you feel like you've run a marathon? What you don't see is the invisible weight, the argument from last night replaying in your head, the pressure you carry from your family, the constant overthinking, the fear of falling behind, the silent comparisons, the way you rewrite every text message 3 times before sending it. You call it laziness, but your nervous system calls it survival. What if you're not unmotivated, but overloaded? That afternoon, you sit at your desk. There's something important you need to do, something that could change everything. You open your laptop and stare at the screen. Nothing moves. It's not that you don't care. It's not that you don't want better. Your mind just feels crowded, like a room filled with noise you can't shut off. Just focus. But forcing yourself feels like trying to sprint on a twisted ankle. You're not incapable. You're injured, emotionally. You think back to when you were younger. You weren't like this. You had energy, ideas, curiosity. You started things without overthinking them to death. So what changed? It wasn't one catastrophic event. It was years of small things, being the strong one, the mature one, the dependable one, learning that your feelings were too much, learning to keep quiet, learning to handle everything alone. You became reliable, but somewhere along the way, you stopped being supported. How long can someone be strong before they quietly break? That kind of loneliness doesn't look dramatic. It looks like scrolling in silence, canceling plans because you're tired, saying "I'm fine" when you're not. Your body kept going, your mind kept pushing, but your emotions were never processed. They just stacked. One heartbreak, one failure, one expectation at a time, until one day you woke up tired in a way sleep couldn't fix. What if your exhaustion isn't from doing too much, but from feeling too much for too long? You notice the patterns. You're productive for one day, then crash for 3. You feel motivated at night, but numb in the morning. You plan your future in your head, but can't start in real life. You think you lack discipline, but maybe you lack emotional safety. When your brain has been in stress mode for too long, it doesn't care about your dreams. It cares about protection. And protection looks like procrastination. Protection looks like distraction. Protection looks like "I'll start tomorrow." What if procrastination isn't laziness, but self-preservation? Someone asks you, "What's wrong? You seem off." You smile, shrug, "Just tired." You don't explain the constant pressure to become something, the exhaustion of pretending you're okay, because explaining feels like work, and you're already exhausted. That night, lying in bed, you realize something uncomfortable. You're not afraid of hard work. You're afraid of failing again. You're afraid of proving your worst thoughts right. So your brain keeps you still. Still feels safer than crushed. Is it possible you're not stuck? You're scared? The next morning, instead of overhauling your life, you do something small. You sit without your phone. For the first time in weeks, you notice how tense your body feels. Your shoulders are tight. Your jaw is clenched. Your breathing is shallow. You've been in fight or flight for so long, you forgot what calm feels like. No wonder you're tired. You've been running internally without moving externally. How can you expect energy when your body hasn't felt safe in months? You stop asking, how do I become more productive? And start asking, what's draining me emotionally? Is it unrealistic expectations, comparisons, unspoken resentment, lack of boundaries? You realize you've been trying to earn rest, as if rest is a reward for productivity. But rest was never meant to be earned, it was meant to be taken. What if the energy you're chasing only returns when you stop chasing it? You begin setting small boundaries, not answering every message immediately, saying no without over-explaining, not volunteering for emotional labor you don't have capacity for. Each boundary feels terrifying at first, but afterward, you feel lighter, because energy leaks through people-pleasing, and you've been leaking for years. Slowly, space begins to return. Not motivation, not ambition, just space. Strong. What if you don't need more discipline, you need less pressure? One evening, you go for a walk without headphones. No noise, just you. Your thoughts aren't gone, but they're softer. For the first time in months, you feel a small spark. You open your laptop the next day. The task is still there. But this time, you don't demand perfection. You just begin. 30 minutes, then you stop. And instead of calling yourself weak, you acknowledge progress. What if healing isn't about becoming unstoppable, but becoming safe in your own mind? Weeks later, someone says, you seem different, more focused. They didn't see the battle. They didn't see the nights you chose compassion over criticism, the moments you didn't spiral, the boundaries you quietly set. They just see the output. But you know the truth. You were never lazy. You were overloaded. You were carrying emotions that were never processed. And now, you're rebuilding in awareness. So the next time you wake up and your body feels heavy, pause before you judge yourself. Ask, what have I been holding in? Because maybe your exhaustion isn't failure. Maybe it's a signal that you've been strong for too long without rest. What if you're not lazy? You're healing. Like, subscribe, and join our journey into timeless depth. Share your thoughts below.